Hello everyone, Meteorologist Carly Smith here. We've got the volume up, hold on, I'll be right back. So this is what we're talking about, obviously, is the spring break rain that's in the forecast. I don't know if you noticed, but so we have little shamrocks that are kind of mimicking the appearance of raindrops in this graphic, which is a lot of fun. I thought it was fun. Anyway, I'm Meteorologist Carly Smith. Thank you for joining this update. Make sure to post any questions you may have. I will say this is a complicated forecast. It's not easy by any means. There's a lot of little nuances that could totally change the forecast just by the difference where this stationary front sets up, or where the cold front sets up, or where the low actually tracks. So there's a lot of little nuances that we'll get into, but yeah, we've got rain in the forecast. That's the best news. And so now we'll take a look at it. I think scattered showers still likely, mostly Sunday, but I might start trending my rain up a little bit on Saturday as well. I know that we have the big downtown events, St. Patrick's Day events are taking place Saturday, St. Patrick's Day itself on Sunday. So a lot of fun is in the forecast. Also tonight, Run Club. If you find yourself downtown and wanting to run, we are having a Shamrock Run. So dress in green and enjoy the St. Patrick's Day festivities. It's a lot of fun. That starts at 6:30 now that the time has changed. So our sunset is now at, are you ready for this? Are you ready? Sunset is now at 7:38. So that gives us a whole hour and 8 minutes to do the run with daylight, which will be really nice and safer and just a fun time. So anyway, that's my plug for Run Club. Temperatures, so Run Club starts at 6:30, and so temperatures are still going to be in the upper 70s by then. We've got really strong winds also, not really strong, but once you're on the bayfront, yeah, 20 miles per hour, gusts 30 miles per hour, that's not going to be that fun. They will be out of the southeast, so that's going to be your typical wind that you kind of feel sometimes more running down Chaparral versus on the bayfront till you get on the T-heads and so forth. So I don't know how many people are in Run Club that watch this Facebook Live, but I love it, and so I talk about it. Anyway, let's go back to the rain. So no rain today, even though it feels kind of like rain outside. It's muggy, it's gross, it's cloudy. That's going to change, and so let's actually go into edit mode so I can like zoom in and do some stuff. So what we are going to see, look at all these clouds, right? There's a low level of stratus clouds that's with us through this morning, but watch what happens. Boom, we start to clear the clouds out. So when I zoom in, look at that, we're clearing the clouds out. We still have some clouds that may be impacting Corpus Christi, so that is a nuance for the weather today. The clouds clear out of Corpus Christi, and then our temperatures are going to near 90 degrees. The clouds stay a little bit more over Corpus Christi. We could say in the mid to low 80s, so it is by no means an easy forecast, but I do think we're going to see the clouds clear. It looks like that will be around noon. We'll start to notice that. Kingsville's already starting to see some sunshine, but around noon, it's going to be right through the heart of Corpus Christi. We might get like that line. It's always fun when there's like a steep line, a steep cutoff between where the stratus layer is and where it's sunny. That's always fascinating to me in the sky. But anyway, regardless, it is looking like we are going to see the skies clear. We'll heat our temperatures up. Inland locations, so if anyone's watching from Alice to Kingsville to George West, you're easily going to make it into the 90s today. So enjoy the heat while we've got it. Then what's going to happen Thursday? So there actually is a risk of some strong to severe storms today, but I don't really see that playing out except for in the Midwest. So in the heartland, so that looks like Kansas, St. Louis, or north of St. Louis and in northern Missouri, then through St. Louis into tomorrow morning. Yeah, lots of squall line activity going on up there. Squall lines are the bow looking storms. When they line up and they get really big, that's a squall line. If they travel so many miles, then they become a derecho. So really fascinating stuff, but we don't have to worry about that. That is a north of the Ohio River Valley problem to worry about. If anyone's here from spring break, welcome. Hopefully there's not too much damage. It looks like a wind event, but there could be some isolated tornadoes up there and some hail. We see severe weather closer to home, but still up to the north. across the Red River Valley tomorrow. So tomorrow around lunchtime, thunderstorms start to develop, and they're going to push north along the cold front and the dry line. So there's something kind of known as a triple point. Usually there's like a warm front also, and it's where the low is. But right here, where the cold front and the dry line meet, that's going to be the target area, which is why you see those into eastern Oklahoma. That's kind of the target zone for the strong to severe storms tomorrow. So we zoom back out. There's a low chance for a few spotty showers Thursday, but I actually lowered those rain chances. Thursday evening, depending on where the dry line sets up, so the wind has the dry line pushing off further west, but the model itself is trying to pick up on a few thunderstorms trying to develop there near Laredo. So what we get going on is we obviously have the Gulf moisture, right? That boosts our humidity, and you need moisture for storms to develop. But what creates the drier air or severe weather is when dry air meets that humid air, right? And so wherever that dry line is going to play a role. We get our dry air. So the way it works in the plains, in North Texas, the Texas Panhandle, Oklahoma, Kansas, is dry air comes off the Rocky Mountains. For us down here, our dry air comes off the Sierra Madre mountain range in Mexico. And we've got that happening. So we have Pacific moisture in the upper levels of the atmosphere that's coming up over those mountains, but then those mountains are still drier in the grand scheme of things. So that air is also mixing in, and it just creates all kinds of fun in the atmosphere. But let's go back. So that's how a few storms could develop there on our Thursday. They're not going to have a lot of push because what moves the storms is those steering winds. And at the surface, we're going to have winds going northeast. In the upper levels, we're going to have them going southeast. It's kind of going to, there's not a lot of forcing in the mid-levels to make it go one direction. So they're kind of going to not move a lot is what I'm trying to say. So I'm not overly confident in any type of stormy weather on Thursday evening for us down here. As we get into Friday, things get tricky. So where that stationary front is where all the stormy weather is going to be on Friday. And that's going to be well to our north. But a cold front also develops. This is cold front number 2. So cold front number 1 doesn't make it to us. It stalls out. All the stormy weather stays to the north. Cold front number 2 starts moving in here Friday evening, right? So there actually is, I made the dry line disappear, but if we look close, there actually is a bit of a dry line that develops along Interstate 35 from Laredo to San Antonio. And so we could see some storms developing there. And then depending on how far south that cold front gets, any storm that's closer to that cold front is going to have a better chance of extending farther east. Well, it would be this way. We're flipped. Anyway, farther east. So the lower the cold front goes, the greater our risk for strong to severe weather on Friday would be. Right now, it looks like that risk is going to stay to our north, but areas such as McMullen County, Live Oak County, B County could see that risk of severe storms. So that's something we're keeping a close eye on. That would be some heavier rainfall. That would be higher rainfall amounts. Honestly, this would be a great setup for a watershed if it could dump some rainfall in that area. Then, as we head into Saturday, that front is going to get closer to Corpus Christi, but it's also going to stall. So we get another stationary front that starts to lift back north as a low, kind of a coastal low. This particular setup that I'm showing you doesn't make it very coastal, but we get this low that develops. And then this cold front, the positioning of that low on Saturday looks like we'll be on the drier side of things. Once that low goes to the south and east, so if it sets up right here, that would be ideal for rain for us here in the coastal bend. So we get moisture coming around that low off the Gulf of Mexico and then down into the coastal bend. So that's why Sunday, I keep trending our rain up. Sunday has been the more consistent day where we get rain as that low develops and then finally pulls the cold front south. We have northeast winds, and that sets us up for a better chance for rain, especially Sunday morning. Plus it's St. Patrick's Day and green on the radar just goes, right? So then we'll continue on into Sunday around lunchtime, still dealing with some rain. It kind of tapers off into Sunday afternoon. Then the cooler, drier air starts to move in around an area of high pressure up to our north. So there's the high, it pushes in the northerly air, and we start to dry out a little bit Sunday evening. We will be cooler heading into Monday. We get the Pacific moisture stream coming back into play, so we keep clouds in the forecast. And this particular model, so this is where the models are in disagreement once again. This model that I'm showing you, it's the European model. It's usually more trusted by meteorologists. Anyway, it is showing that rain trends down next week. The American model, the GFS, is keeping rain chances pretty unsettled into next week. So a few disturbances, but Sunday still looking like the soggiest day of the week. So here's why we're heading into a rainy pattern, and it all has to do with the upper levels of the atmosphere, more so than the surface level nuances that I tried to break down. Hopefully you understood it. If not, we'll talk more about it tomorrow. So I'll analyze your questions, I'll make things easy to understand, and we'll be golden. But as far as your Wednesday goes, what we are seeing is that low starting to develop throughout the day today. It's not cut off just yet from the jet, but then it does. It cuts itself off, and we get it setting up over the desert Southwest, Southwest California also. That brings all of this moisture out of the Pacific right into South Texas. So anytime we see kind of these yellows, especially when they're red, that gives us a boost of energy that can produce storms. So we see more of that Saturday. Better opportunity. Look at this. Sunday, boom. We have a lot of that atmospheric energy and instability in our atmosphere. That continues into Monday. And then Tuesday, Wednesday. I think that we are going to stay in a little bit more of a soggier pattern. It might not be heavy rainfall totals, but I think we'll stay in a little bit of a soggy pattern into next week until we get that low to finally get pushed off east of us. Then we'll dry out heading into the second half of next week. So it looks a little soggy, very unsettled as we head into the work week, the school week, and even the weekend. So especially starting Saturday, could be Friday evening. Friday evening we have a chance for a few storms there. So good morning, everyone. Tony says, prepare for the rain. We've got some people tagging their friends, and good morning, Arturo. Today is some pretty nice weather. Hopefully we'll get the sunshine. I love the sunshine. I hope we get it, but remember, temperatures could be even hotter depending on when the sun breaks loose. And so there's a chance, let me show you these. These are high temperatures, so I'm confident they're gonna see plenty of sunshine. We've got our highs up into the 90s because the air is drier out there. It's coming from the south, it's coming from Mexico, it's hotter. 95 possible there in Freer, 94 Benavides, Hebbronville, 86 Corpus Christi. That's because we're still under the humidity where we will have clouds lingering a little later into the afternoon. But regardless, we are going to clear those clouds out. And then that's when our temperatures heat up, which will be this afternoon. There we have it. So I hope everyone has a wonderful Wednesday. And thank you everyone so much for watching. You can continue to post questions and I'll do my best to answer them anytime. And you can also reach out on the 7-day at the bottom left corner are my social media pages and how you search for me. It's all the same, Carly Smith WX. And so there it is. We'll end it there. And thank you so much for watching.